Welcome to another episode of Metal Crypt's Top 4 Most Influential Albums. This week I'll be talking about 4 albums which greatly influenced me. And before I forget, please check out Ninth Circle's latest album, available everywhere on Fighter Records, Anthem of the Immortal. Alright, here we go in no particular order. Starting out with February 1978, Van Halen 1. Wow. When I got Van Halen 1, as cliche as it sounds, every song I instantly liked. I was like, wow, this is it. David Lee Roth's voice, Michael Anthony's backup vocals were so impressive. I mean, you may have heard the stories that they called him Cannon Mouth in the studio because while everybody else, when they were doing backups, they were on the mic, he could be in the background and his voice would cut through. So between Michael, Alex, Eddie, and Dave, that album just really does it for me. Another interesting thing about that album, which is great being a musician, was there were new things that were introduced via guitar. I mean, you can talk about the obvious, hammer-ons and pull-offs. Eddie wasn't the first to do it, but he definitely, the music he made with it was just amazing. But other things, just as the harmonics, he played with a phaser and a flange during a lot of the solos and even rhythms. As everyone knows, they pretty much recorded that live. And of course, they did touch-ups with the vocals and I'm sure a few other things, but to me that's Van Halen at their best. Next on my list, Dokken Tooth and Nail, 1984. What pulled me in and made me instantly like this album was it was heavy, it was melodic, it had great vocals and superb guitar playing from George Lynch. That was a band that, to me, prior to that, I still like Scorpions, but Scorpions, to me, they were one of the most melodic heavy metal bands that I was introduced to at the time. But when I heard Dokken, they were a little bit more heavy. The guitar solos, I mean, George Lynch's playing was just so tasteful. The melody and the things he would do, I mean, to this day, he's still inspiring people. He's still inspiring me. And again, heavy songs, but melodic songs with this great singer and a great band, Dokken, Tooth and Nail. All right, moving right along, another one from 1984, Yngwie J. Malmsteen's Rising Force. When I listened to it, I was so impressed that it was an instrumental album. Okay, so there was 2 songs with vocals, but the way Yngwie created these songs musically, it was just amazing. And so much came out of that, as you know. Guys like Paul Gilbert, Tony McAlpine, Vinnie Moore, they're all influenced by that album. Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Alright, what would a top album list be without having at least one Iron Maiden album, right? Okay, so this one I picked 2. I picked Power Slave and Live After Death. So when I heard Power Slave, to me, it was them hitting their stride. Bruce Dickinson, it was now his 3rd album. Nico McBrain, it was his 2nd album. And they had songs like Lust for Words, instrumental. They had Rime of the Ancient Mariner, the epic of 14 minutes plus. You could hear the bass, as you could all the Maiden albums. But they had counterpoint guitars on the Duelists. So to me, Power Slave was such a musical album. And the way Live After Death comes in, it complements it because that was the tour. That was kind of like the greatest hits. So I knew I had to get those previous albums, especially after hearing Phantom of the Opera from the Hammersmith Odeon. Everything about Live After Death is great, especially for a live album. Also, being a guitar player, you could pan the speaker to left or right channel, and at that stage I was, my guitar playing was developing, so I would jam along with that as the second guitar or first guitar, of course, the parts that I knew and practiced. All right, so thank you, Metal Crypt, for having me. Thank you to you for enduring this. Ninth Circle, Anthem of the Immortal. Check it out. Thank you.